Break, very interesting discussion that Trevor was having there, and like I told one of the guests leaving, I believe there's still going to be room for teachers, room for doctors, room for all those people. But anyway, that's a story for another day, and we hope that as we here continue keeping them honest, right? Right about now it's Wednesday, and when it's Wednesday we talk about different issues on Wednesday, and so today I want to talk about the travel industry and how it's most people, you see all the booking agencies, travel agencies. I know during the election maybe you didn't want to travel. Now you're looking towards December. What are the do's, what are the don'ts, what are the facts, what are the figures? How do you plan? How do you tell hawata kurusha nje, hawata kuacha kama lights mataani umebook, lakini ukifika ilikuwa Ocean View, unafika unapata kwa heart. We want to talk about that. And to help us do it, we have a guest here who is going to introduce himself all the way from View Travel. Yes, Mr. Lemmy, introduce yourself.
Good morning, viewers, and thank you, Willis, for this opportunity. My name is Lemmy Ole Mataiwua. I'm the General Manager of View Travel, and I'm here to educate and give you tips on how to travel. And we're going to know more about View Travel, and we are going to know more about domestic travel and what to do, when to do. Yes.
All right, and if you have any questions, we're gonna you can send them in on 22422, which is our SMS platform as well. If you have any questions for Lemmy on the areas he's mentioned, how to travel, what to do, what not to do, things to look out for, you can go ahead and SMS us on 22422. Let's start there. You are the GM of View Travel, of course powered by Citizen. Tell us about View Travel.
View Travel is a locally owned company, and we are sister company to Citizen TV. And we do tourism in a different way, because we have the online and the offline aspect of it, where you can book the trips online, but also you can book them offline. Right. What do we mean? Right. Online is where you can go to our website, book your trip. We have so many trips on our website. Right. Or you can go to the email us, or you can call us. That is the offline. Okay. So we are trying to revolutionize the way tourism is done. Right. Where we are going to have a one-stop shop where you can either call or you can just book it yourself. Right. Yes.
Okay. And so, of course, everybody, will come. Of course, we'll tell us about the social media pages a little bit later on. Yeah. But going to something you talked about in the introduction about domestic travel. Yeah. For something like Zulu travels, about 70% of the income came from some of those park visits. We have Tembea Kenya. Yeah. We have the KTB one as well. You deserve my holiday, I think it's called. Yeah. So tell us how domestic travel generally has been in this. We've witnessed about 2 years of politicking. How has it been?
Generally, the good thing with tourism, especially when you embrace the domestic travel, is that Kenyans will always travel. Right. Because they don't have any other country. And it has been sometimes high, sometimes low, because the traveling habits of Kenya is that during holidays they really travel a lot. Right. Also another thing is that even during the election period, some people will go and vote and have a holiday break before they come back to the city. And most of the Kenyans don't mind much about the politics. They decide to travel, they will travel. Most of the travelers are going to the coast, Mombasa, Diani, Malindi, and some of them are also going to Masai Mara and any other touristic destination, especially those new destinations that we are discovering for Kenyans, like Chalbi Desert, you know, some like the youth, they love going to places where they just go for the day excursion. That is like Hell's Gate, Karaita, and many other places. So with the politics over, we can see an increase in number of bookings that are coming in. Okay. And we are going to see more and more of these bookings coming up. Right. Yeah. Right.
And now that, what do you think? Like you said, Kenyans only travel on holidays. What do you think is a factor of this? Is it because of the way their work is generally structured? Is it because of the economy generally? Or is it because of the expense? Like, is it expensive to travel?
Maybe one of the reasons why they travel during the school holidays is because the kids at home, and most of the parents, they wish to have their kids enjoy a holiday somewhere.
Right.
But we are changing that by some of the new products that are coming up, which enables you to travel anytime. Yeah, because when time is not an issue and you have the money, we have come up with very nice packages where you can go for a day, 2 days, up to even 10 days. So this means that also you can be able to take advantage of the Lipa Pole Pole, where you are able to save over a period of time and travel at any time that you want. Yeah.
What about something that's been made very famous as well? I guess because of what you're talking about, the time.
Yeah.
Maybe watoto wako shule na ino opportunity sasa wanataka kujienjoy.
Yeah.
Staycations. How is that picking up?
Staycation. Staycation is really coming up very well because staycation generally is staying within Nairobi.
Okay.
That is just moving out of the four corners of your house. Yeah. So this means the travelers who want or maybe wish to travel but they don't have time, they are going to stay within a Nairobi but hotel. They celebrate their birthday, anniversaries, you know, baby showers, and also we have these chamas.
Right.
Instead of going out of the town, some decide to go to a hotel within the Nairobi area. They just drive there and they enjoy a staycation. Staycation is one of the best things that you can do, especially when you are a very busy person. And you still want to enjoy the aspect of tourism and also holiday.
Right. Yep. And you can do this, like you said, as a group and everything.
Yep.
Another aspect also is the fact that these days we've had the whole Airbnb sort of mix come into play.
Yeah.
And this has become sort of a challenge to some of the hotel industry, for example. Where so if I go to Mombasa and a hotel is charging me, I don't know, 17,000.
Yeah.
And an Airbnb will charge me probably for that. I'll have 3 days.
Yeah.
So how is the industry dealing with that, and how is View Travel also dealing with that in terms of the packages?
You see, the best thing with View Travel is we adjust with any situation that comes up.
Right.
And we have various packages, as I've said, and this includes even Airbnb, where somebody want to visit Coast, you want to stay in an Airbnb, we'll give you an SGR or a flight and still book you the accommodation that you want. And also, as a travel agency, it's our duty to also educate the Kenyan population on the best packages. To this end, we believe the hotel packages are the best, and they're the ones that are going to to give you more value. For example, you have hotels in Coast which are all-inclusive. What do we mean by all-inclusive? These are hotels where you have 3 meals a day. You have drinks, both alcoholic and non-alcoholic. That means you do not have to incur extra budgets.
Right.
So we give that advice, and you advise your clients. Then they make a choice. If they want an Airbnb, we are able to book. If they want a villa, if they want a hotel,
right,
anything that they want, View Travel has.
It has it there.
Yes.
It's good that at least that adapting is there, because, you know, guys of Vasha. Guys of Vasha. Speaking about guys of Vasha, what are some of the most in Kenya?
Yep.
What are some of, just by statistics and the numbers you've seen, why are people booking certain places? What are some of the most popular ones, and why do you think people prefer them?
Kenyans, most of them, we call them the Insta traveler.
Okay.
Those are the Instagram traveler who want to go and have a selfie, post it, you know.
Life your social media.
Yes, so most of the people will prefer traveling to Coast, because Coast, you know, it has its own different kind of vibe. That is the beach, the sun, good hotel, good food. Also, we have a very huge number who want to see the animal. They go to Masai Mara. But also we have a number who want to go to different parks like Amboseli, Samburu, explore different kind of flora and fauna. So the driving force to travel is, one, the price.
Okay.
Kenyans are price sensitive, and that is why as View Travel we have made sure that we have negotiated the best rate with all the hotels and also airline, so that we can make sure that our clients have the best rate in the market. So anytime a client books with View Travel, that is value for money. And then we have partnered also with people like KTB. So giving us very nice connection in the market, and also we are trying to push the narrative of the you deserve a holiday. This also comes with better discounted deals from the other participants. So when it comes to price, it's very key. Also another thing is Kenya love exotic places and discovering new places, and that is why we came up with a way of coming up with new destination, especially places that people don't know. For example, in Kisumu, we have the Ndere Island, where people did not know there is an existing island in the middle of the lake. We have other places which are not much visited, but now we are opening them up so that we can give Kenyans more and more options to travel.
Hiyo Kisumu lazima nitaenda. Pale Ndere. Ndere Island, people who did not know that exists is a thing. So in terms of, again, speaking to that point about the knowledge of different things that are there, what do you think is also a challenge? Do you think Kenyans are, yes, you say they're price sensitive, but are they aware of some of the things that exist? Because again, if the most popular spot say in Mombasa, na Mombasa ni sawa, Vashas, Maigayu ni sawa, but also within Nairobi, like you said, apart from just the staycations, things that they can do, like your Kisumu, their island, are Kenyans generally aware of this?
Some are aware, but you find also it is our duty as the travel agent to give more information. That is why you find myself and others traveling so much to discover for you guys, and then we bring you the experience so that also you can have that opportunity to experience. So for example, in Nairobi, I'm sure there are so many people who have not gone to National Park.
Yes,
Nairobi National
and it's
Park.
right there.
It's just right outside there. And it's, if you go to Nairobi National Park, it's like you have done 70% of Masai Mara, because you will have to see almost all the big five. Only elephant is not found there. We have so many other attractions where you can even do a weekend hike to Ngong Hills. And the best way to do this is by taking advantage of the excursion and day trips that tour company bring about, because also you find that you meet new people, interact with the new people, get new ideas, and also prepare for the next destination that you want to travel. And to that end also, we have so many other packages. Apart from the Tembea Kenya, we have people who have already exhausted them. So we still have something for them, because the international trips are also ongoing. Right. We have trips from South Africa to Far East Asia, Europe, US, everywhere that you would wish to visit. We have tailor-made these trips in a way that we give you a lot of value and take you to places that otherwise when you book directly, it will be a challenge for you to visit. And the good thing is we have been there. We have seen the places. So our work is just to make sure that we package something good and take you to the places that we know will interest you.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you come to travel, again, you mentioned international travel. So apart from us going out there, we find that we have a lot of foreigners coming to Kenya, because now, of course, we're going to Christmas, and some come also during the holidays. But when it comes to planning, if you talk to them, they'll tell you, for example, this trip that I'm doing in December, I started planning for it or booked it in maybe January. So, like, tell us about the culture of Kenyans when it comes to, booking for some of these. Are we last-minute people, and what are the advantages of early booking?
Apparently, Kenyans were last minute, unfortunately. But with the introduction of Lipa Pole Pole, we have tried to make sure that Kenyans adopt the Western way of traveling. A traveler who is coming to Kenya next year, they have started booking their holidays with View Travel already, and they are paying in installments. Same case with Kenyans. You don't need to wait until 23rd of December to make the booking. For example, like right now, we have the festive deals out from View Travel, where we have packaged them with flights, transfers, and the hotels in Mombasa. We have already pre-booked them for our clients. We just want them to pay in installment until the time that they are almost traveling. That is when now they can make the final installment. So what I can advise most of the travelers is that pre-planning your holiday makes it even cheaper. One, you get the flights when they are a bit cheaper. Secondly, you are able to get the category of rooms in hotel that you want. And also you are able to manage even your finances so that you are able to pay in non-stressful manner. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and then now when you talk about like that case where now tunafanya kulipa pole pole.
Yes.
The advantages, of course, is that you won't feel that sort of strain, but you still end up going for a very good trip.
Yeah.
Now, there are many people who, in Kenya now, there are many people who are offering some of these services. One would ask, and sorry, before I ask a question, by the way, if you want to ask a question, if you have any questions on travel, you can SMS us on 22422, that is 22422. I don't know if you have the question of the day up, but what questions do you have around travel? What questions do you have around travel, whether it's domestic, international, all right, there it is coming up. On your screens right now. There it is. Okay, so what questions do you have around travel? If you have any questions, let me here, we'll answer them. From booking, how do you book, how do you pay, to see what questions do you have around travel. SMS 22422, hashtag Kenyans Choice 2022, but send that SMS on 22422. So yes, so when we come to, like we were talking about, how do you tell then, when you're picking out, how do you tell, okay, hii agency iko sawa, haitaniwacha mataani?
Credibility is very key in this business because we operate in trust. For example, somebody is booking from the US, they've never seen us, we just communicate on our email. So one of the best things with View Travel is that we are associated with the most credible and media outlet, Citizen.
Right.
And that is one of the key indicators of what type of a tour operator you are.
Okay.
Our interaction with government agency like KTB, Magical Kenya, that shows that we are a trusted brand, and we can be able to take care of your finances when we are planning, and also we are able to give you the holidays that we have advertised, because it's a challenge to trust people who you don't see. But from where I see it, View Travel is ready to make sure that they give you what you pay for. And we are ready to provide more services to anybody out and inside the country. We have so many Kenyans coming in, we call them sunny bunnies. And they have started booking. So
yeah, they're coming in. That's our puja. It's time to...
Yes. Yeah, so that means that is how a credible company looks like. And also we are able to make sure that we have a seamless trip and holidays, giving value for your money. Yeah.
So when you want to book, what questions should you ask the agency, like so that you're sure, okay, tuko sawa, or that you get the best out of them?
For the questions, it depends with number one, where you want to travel to. Number two, of course, comes when you want to do payments. How do you do the payments? Mostly in Kenya, we do with M-Pesa. M-Pesa is very convenient, but you can do bank transfers. Also, you need to check on probably reviews of a travel company, and also check at a happy client. Like, everybody who is happy will always tag you. We'll always talk good about that company. We'll always talk about the trip and how seamless it was. And that is what, as View Travel, we endeavor to do. And we are always making sure that we give the correct information, so that if we tell you a hotel is this star, you don't go there and find it's a different story. Like the way you went and found some trees in front of your beach.
Unashanga, nilikuwa nimelipia beach. Hasa naona mtu.
Yeah, so it's always good to tell the clients the whole story. They make the decision. And to this end, it's our culture as a company to give options. We don't choose, but we advise. Then you make a decision depending on what you're looking for. If, for example, you're looking for a honeymoon, there is hotels which are specifically good for that. We have hotels which are kid-friendly, which have good water parks, theme parks. Also, we have hotels which need people who need quiet life will go to, where there is no much activity. So we give you all the options, you decide, and then from there we start making the bookings, and the trip will be similar.
Right. Yeah. What happens, what is someone to do if it's, or what happens, or if you've experienced this before? So everything is okay, you've confirmed, as an agency you have confirmed everything is good, and the people actually get to the hotel. Yeah. But now there comes a problem from the hotel side. That is not a fault of, for example, you travel. What happens in such a scenario?
We really have a very nice working relationship with hotels. And the hotels also try as much as possible to make sure their credibility is intact. So in case of the unfortunate incidents where a client will complain because of a hotel, or maybe even an airline or something, as a company who booked them, you bear some of the responsibility.
Right.
So the most important thing is to make sure that the client gets exactly what they want, and also resolve any arising issue right there. For example, you go to a hotel in Masai Mara, there is no hot water. So that means if you travel from Nairobi, we will make sure that we engage with the hotel, but also as a client, you engage the hotel from the ground because you are at the ground. But most of these things are not much experience because these guys have been in business for some time,
right.
And also they have a big name and reputation to keep. Yeah. So in case of small issue coming up here and there, we try as much as possible to resolve them so that the client feel that they get value for their money.
What were some of the challenges that you have faced in terms of either from the clients, from the hotels, of course, without mentioning name? What are some of the challenges that exist with this beautiful country of Kenyans?
So when you're in the industry, of course, there are some few challenges, but the most important thing is how you overcome them, right, and deal with them. So we normally have few challenges here and there. Probably a hotel is booked, maybe there is no rooms. The client wants that hotel. They have to reschedule. Sometimes the client can cancel. You talk to the hotel and they can give you a credit note to utilize later. It is just a rapport on how you create the rapport with the other service provider. And to this end, View Travel have really tried to make sure that even if a client cancels, we are able to talk to the service provider so that we are able to give that client a credit note and they can use it at a later date, where the only thing they can do is to just pay the difference. Probably if it's an airline, there is a difference in the seat price. If it's a hotel, probably there will be a difference in the seasons. So we are able to overcome some of the challenges that come through. And the same case with client, where maybe a client wanted to travel, they no longer want to travel. We are able to see on how we can be able to have a conversation and make them have the latitude of traveling at another time.
Okay, and so when it comes to, you mentioned earlier on that now there's also some international travel that View Travel is doing, and also just the different, let me call it, can I call them exotic locations?
Yes.
Okay, exotic locations as well. Yeah. So when it comes to international travel, how different is that in terms of planning for that, and what should people consider?
International travel is a very interesting part of traveling because here now you start hearing terms like a visa, passport, yellow fever, a PCR test, or if you have already vaccinated,
certificate.
You get the certificate.
Right.
So, for example, our destination ranges like Cape Town, South Africa, Dubai, Thailand, Malaysia, Bali, and every country has its own set of rules, regulations, and way of doing. For example, there are some islands we call the tropical islands. That is from Maldives, going down to Zanzibar, Seychelles, Mauritius. These are the countries that you don't go with a visa. Your visa is on arrival, so you just need a yellow fever, and you just take your passport and book a ticket, book a hotel, and off you go. So we have other countries which visa require you to go personally, where you can be able to be vetted by, and then you get your visa. But the good thing is, when you are in this business of travel for a long time, you are able to create rapport even with the people like the embassies of this country, where it becomes more easy for your guys to be vetted and given clean bill of health for traveling, so that at that time when they go for the visa, it doesn't take a lot of time. And some of these destinations are touristic destinations which they earn probably 70 to 80% of their income from tourism. So they take tourism business very seriously. So for Kenyans who want to travel out there, View Travel is ready to help you with any kind of travel arrangement, be it visas, be it the other travel packages that come with a visa package. Also the insurances, we can even deal with your insurance. This is because we have been able to be in this business of taking Kenyans in and out of Kenya, and we are able to come up with easy way and very convenient ways of giving all the travelers an easy time when they are booking, especially the travel documents. Yes.
So how important, we mentioned something like insurance, that's something that people don't really normally consider. Of course, there's some cards, for example, that you can have that you can easily give you, if you use this card to book, you can get some travel insurance, etc. But how important is insurance when you're traveling?
Insurance, especially when you're going out of the country, is very important. For example, if you get sick on your way, probably to Dubai or to Malaysia, that insurance will come in handy, especially when it comes to hospital. When it comes to maybe even the loss of your traveling documents or whatever it is. It depends with even how you insure yourself. So it is very key that you have an insurance, both health and also for travel. For travel, yeah. And in case, God forbid, maybe you travel there and you don't come alive, how will you come back? So insurance come in handy in many ways. Yeah, so it is always good to have a travel insurance, especially going out of the country.
Right.
Yes.
Right. All right. Just a reminder, if you have any questions, remember it's 22422 for some of the questions that you have. The SMS line is 22422, and we have some questions and some feedback for you. Let's take a look at some of them right now, and then we'll come back and ask. Maureen is asking, what if I want to travel to Diani? I will inform who until I get there. I don't know. Yeah. What does she need to do to travel to Diani? I was there the other time, by the way, I have to say. But anyway, let me go ahead.
Okay. So thank you very much, Maureen, for the question. So when you want to travel to Diani, it's very easy. You just need to call us. Our number is 0703 254 254. So you just call that number, you'll get our customer service. Our customer service will transfer you to our tour consultant. From there, you start a conversation. They'll give you various hotels that we have in that destination. And then when you choose, you just pay. And then from there, it is our responsibility to make sure that after you arrive in Diani, because in Nairobi, maybe you're going to SGR or you're going to Wilson or Jomo Kenyatta, you can use either of the two airports. You just take yourself there. And then our duty starts when you arrive in Diani. We pick you from the airstrip. We take you to the hotel. You enjoy the hotel. Everything is catered for as per the travel arrangement that you have done. Then on the day of coming back, we pick you back from hotel back to the airstrip. And then when you're back to Nairobi, then from there, it is no longer the responsibility. That is now you're back.
And it could be from Nairobi, from Kisumu, from wherever.
Yeah. And also, when you go to these places, if you look at our packages, we have done hotels and transport transfers, but there's so much to do. There is excursions, which now this is case by case. For example, if Maureen is going to Diani, we can arrange her to go to Kisite Mpunguti, you know, Wasini Island. There is so much interesting stuff to see in the coast, especially in the islands and also around the coastal shores. Yeah.
All right. Okay. You have another question? Yes. No? Yes, no? Okay, as we wait for... All right, there it is. This is Dennis Mukangu. Is there, if you travel from Kisumu, and how much does it cost to Mombasa? Yeah. And also, someone's asking, where can I find you travel officers in Mombasa? Yeah. So, two. Moja. All right, so, yes. Dennis anataka kutoka Kisumu City. And Mombasa. Yes.
Yes, I think view travel is all over. You don't need a physical office for you to talk to view travel. The moment you contact us on our social media or on our phone contact, we immediately give you a tour consultant who is going to handle your travel. So yes, we can take you from Mombasa, from Kisumu to Mombasa, but that one you'll have to pass via Nairobi.
Right.
So we will have a seamless trip from Kisumu, you come to Nairobi, then from Nairobi to Mombasa and then back. So for the one who is asking about view travel offices in Mombasa, for now we don't have a physical office in Mombasa, but the most important thing in travel is to have a contact with a travel agent of any company. And for this case, for view travel, we have several agents sitting in our offices in Nairobi, and they can do the arrangement of the holidays for you wherever you are. Yes,
and you can repeat the number.
Yeah, the number is 0703 254 254.
All right, 254 254. All right, let's take a look at the next question. Somebody asked, can my money be refundable if the day I have booked, I don't appear? Wakenya ni yeye amebuki alafu anaingia mitini.
What happens is that every company and every service provider has T&Cs, terms and conditions.
Right.
And these terms and conditions are given during the time that you're paying. You find that if you don't show up for the trip, then it becomes a no-show. So that means if it is a flight, it has gone with an empty seat.
Right.
So that's a perishable good. If it's a hotel, it has an empty room, which is a perishable room. And it cannot be sold if you have not told us that you're not coming. So we are still waiting for you. But after that day lapses, then that means it becomes a no-show. So, and that is why we encourage our clients, if by any bad luck or any unavoidable circumstance that you cannot be able to travel, then it is good you tell us in advance. We make an arrangement where you can travel at a later date, because most of these service providers will not refund. And if they refund, they'll refund very less money because of the terms and conditions which you agreed on. And this will not be good for you. So my advice, and as we said, tourism and holidays, sometimes we need to educate Kenyans on how to get value out of their money. So instead of cancelling, or instead of not appearing and not saying that you're not appearing, it is good that you tell us in advance. We do arrangements that we can even push for the travel just to be at a later date. Yeah, so instead of losing money.
Yes. All right, that's a good one. All right, next question. Morning, Willis. How easy is the process of obtaining yellow fever certificate at the point of departure? Secondly, is there an emergency passport if you want to travel to Tanzania?
That's a good question. So, yellow fever, you need to go to a health center, get a jab, and then from there, after getting the jab, you are going to be issued with the yellow certificate. For Tanzania, you just need your ID. Tanzania is a member of East Africa Community, so you don't require a lot of stress when traveling. You can go and get the transit. We call it like a transit visa at the border if you are using Namanga Road. If you're going to Zanzibar, yes. If you're going to Zanzibar, on your arrival, you get your stay visa in the country. So in East Africa Community, especially Rwanda, Uganda, Tanzania, Kenya, it is very easy to travel. Yes.
Okay. Next question. Are translators provided for free if I use travel to China for vacation?
That is a good question, and I think we have so many We have done visits to China, especially Canton Fair,
right.
which is very famous for business people. What happens is that we have everything packaged. If we have English-speaking people, we give you a guide who is English-speaking,
right,
which is already taken care of in the package. Yes.
All right. Kuna mtu hapa muuliza swali ya Wakenya wote sahi. Okay, he says, what does it take? I would like to ask, what does it take for you to be employed at View Travel? Mtu anataka tu kujua, tufanye aje? Kuna opening, tusaidie Wakenya.
Watu wanaomba kazi.
Watu wanaomba kazi. We understand. We understand totally.
Okay, so View Travel is it's a company that believes in empowering the Kenyan people. And also we have a strategy of making sure that we have the youngest workforce.
Right.
Myself here, I'm I think on my 30s.
Yes.
So, and I am heading a team which is very young and vibrant. So this means if you want to work with us, you can just drop your CV to connect@viewtravel.com.
Connect@viewtravel.com.
Yes. And then when openings come, we normally check on the CV, on the qualifications, and what job can you do. Because you see, we are like a 360 kind of a company where you can sell both domestic and international trips. So if you qualify, we give you the opportunity.
Yeah, if you qualify, opportunity nakuja. All right. Here's another question that's coming up here. Do agencies have any special subsidized package for domestic travelers? Yani wale watu, wewe ni Mkenya na wataka tu kuenda Kenya, kuna ile package.
Yeah, we try as much as possible. Us living in Kenya, knowing Kenyans, we try as much as possible to have very discounted rates.
Okay.
Rates that you will not be able to get it anywhere else. So yeah, and probably when you come with a group, there is always economy of scale.
Right.
We are able to give you further discounts.
Right.
In fact, if the group is big enough, the team leader travels free.
Oh.
That is how...
So nitafute nikuwe team leader. That's what you're saying. Nipege Timo, hapa hivi Evashua, Karo, Bill, kila mtu tuende ndani.
Yeah, you come with a group, then you can be able even to travel for free. And this is normal, especially for local holiday destinations. It's very easy. And also, we can always converse. Whatever is on our flyers, it's not cast on a stone.
Right.
We can always discuss and see what discounts or what we can do as extras for you guys. Yeah.
All right. So there's another question here. For those of us who are in Diani in Coast and want to travel to areas like Chaka Ranch and Amboseli, where are your offices so that you can take advantage of Lipa Pole Pole? All right, I think he's answered that, but you can just repeat. I guess watu wanataka kujua. Watu Wakenya tunaamini wanataka kuiona hii. But things are changing. If one thing COVID taught us is that beauty is in a change. But go ahead and answer that.
Most of the travelers originate from Nairobi. And that is why most of our traveling is from Nairobi. But we have guys who normally want to travel from Coast. There was another one from Kisumu. You want to come from Nakuru and travel to other destinations. So you do not need a physical office to visit. For Lipa Pole Pole, you just need to give us a call on 0703-254-254. And then we will guide you on what, if you want to go to Chaka, on how to do the payment. You can do payments in very easy installments. Our Lipa Pole Pole, by the way, starts from 2,000 shillings.
So you can deposit as low as 2,000 bob.
Yes.
Na unaanza kufanya mambo yako. Original. All right. So, and meanwhile, also just in case you want, the contact has been put down here on our low, we call it our lower third. So, hapa hivi unaangalia, kuna contact pale, jumumuulizia sana, Karo in her wisdom. Amesema tuwapatie contact hapa chini. Very good indeed. Somebody is asking which one is the genuine app on Play Store, I think. Or app inakaa aje?
For now, we are working on our app.
Okay.
You know, app is work in progress.
Yes.
So we have a website, which is www.viewtravel.com. but the app is something in the pipeline, because we want everybody to have it on Play Store. You can download, you can see our packages there, and have a look at them and book at any time, anywhere you want. And also you can book and pay, because we integrate it with even some financial services, where you're able to do a whole 360 booking and get done with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, someone's asking, what if I want to travel with my younger sister, Nahana ID? Is it allowed?
Oh,
I don't know, maybe I specify travel where? Na tuchunga wenyewe siku hizi my younger sister. But it's okay.
Okay.
Usikuwe hivyo. Anyway, let me answer.
That's a very good question. I will answer it in two ways. Domestic travel. Domestic travel, if you are under 18, you're still allowed to travel.
Okay.
If you are traveling with a flight, you travel as an accompanied minor. You have some documents you need to fill. If you're traveling with your sister, you're the one with her, so she doesn't need an ID. She just needs you to be with her so that you can travel.
So you just explain that she's a minor and niko na yeye.
Yes, for international travel, you must have a passport. Whether you are a minor or an adult, you must have a passport.
Unless if you are a Jamali, my son, 1 year. But you must have, so what happens by that? Because the other question, actually, I've had two instances, and sorry to take the time for what wanyauliza maswali, but I've had two instances. One is where somebody wanaulizwa, okay, ni mtoto wako kweli tunajua aje? So do you travel with your birth certificate ya mtoi, especially for international travel? What happens if, let's say, the child is 1 year, 2 years, 3 years?
What happens is, when you're going to pick your passport for the minors, of course you go with the parents' documentation.
That's right.
So that means automatically they will be the same.
Okay.
So in case the country that you're traveling to needs more information, they can always ask which information, like birth certificate, because a birth certificate, if it's a father, it's a father. If it's a mom, it's a mom, or that kid. So those are not issues that really can hinder your traveling. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Right. Do you have another question? Naona pia muda imetupatia ile kitu. Okay. So all right. So I guess we answered most of the questions. Finally, before I let you go, what is the importance of travel agencies and collaborators? Working, like you said, KTB and all of that.
The importance of travel agents and the collaborators, for example, the government agency, we have also some people who arrange for expos. These ones help us to move in one formation. This one helps us to get more value to the travelers. It helps us also to have more credibility even to the people who comes in the country because of the association with the other people who are in the industry, KWS. So it is very important that we pull together, we pull resources together, because we came to realize that, especially after COVID and during COVID, that the local and domestic tourism can become your pillar, especially in this industry. And travel is very dynamic. One thing can make everything go south.
Right. Right.
So with more partners coming on board and more guys in the industry coming together to push an agenda, it makes it even more easier for the traveler to start thinking of the next destination to travel to.
All right. And just finally, the last question I think is from Yego. Yego says, how much does it cost to go to Poland? Do you provide work permits?
That's a good question.
Yego anataka kutuhepa.
I think our work as a travel agent is taking people for, especially holiday.
Right.
For work permit, that is a different thing, because you need to have an employment and you need to have an employment so that you are able to obtain a work permit
from the Polish government.
Yes. As we can take you to Poland for trip,
enjoyment.
We can tell make you something very fast.
Right.
But we cannot be able to give you the work permit. Yes. Ours is just holiday, making sure that people go and relax. Yes.
All right. Finally, and I think on a very good note, somebody says here, hi, Willis and Lemmy, I love you travel because they gave my dad 3 days flying holiday to Swahili Beach. amesema ameshukuru sana.
Yeah, I remember this was during the Father's Day.
Right.
And they need to come and claim the holiday. We are waiting for them, so
right.
You need to see the dad go and enjoy Swahili Beach. So kuja chukua trip ya dad.
Yes. All right. So remember, it is at View Travel on all platforms, www.viewtravel.com.
Yes.
And then also 0703-254-254. Those are the ways you can get in touch with View Travel. Any last comments?
I think we are headed to the festive season.
Right.
At least I need to remind Kenyans, don't come the last minute. This is the time. We have very limited slots remaining for the festive season. We have tailor-made a very nice package for 5 days, 4 nights to Mombasa. We have selected a few hotels. So guys, after this, just go to our pages. You'll see our package. We are going to upload it there. Make an effort of starting to pay right now, because probably by October we will be done with that. Also, the SGR travelers, please, this is the time. You only have like around 45 days, because SGRs normally open 60 days before. So we must book you before 22nd October. So this is the time to call us, conductors, start arranging now, so that we are able to have something arranged for you. And for all the international travelers, this is the time that you need to start also planning, because for example, we have the Qatar football going on, but right now the place is already jam-packed.
Yes.
But you can still book for your holiday for next year. We have the Dubai Shopping Festival coming up on Tuesday. We have so many activities that you can do. You can take advantage of sports like rugby, sevens. You know, when they go to a city, you move with them.
Right.
So, guys, it is time to travel now that everything is behind us, and you can travel easy by having to book early, so that you can enjoy good discounts.
All right.
I see somebody has a question.
Namulipe pole pole. If some group who have never had a flight before and they want to use the plane to visit coastal regions, will passport or visa required to use the plane?
Willis, I told you today, also our work is to educate Kenyans.
Right.
Not everybody understands the holidaying, because we need to give that information. What I need to tell the viewer is that you do not need you need a passport if you're using a flight or an ID.
Form of identification, yes.
Yes, you need to identify yourself, because when you get in a flight, you must book a ticket, you need your ID or a passport. But it is not a must that you have a passport or a visa. In fact, a visa, you cannot have a visa to travel within Kenya. So you just need to have a form of identification if it is a passport or ID you're using, and then we book your trip, and you go enjoy your holiday.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I would like to say thank you so much to Lemmy for coming through, and we appreciate also View Travel and the amazing stuff that they're doing, and hopefully you can also get some benefits there. The details are still right hapa chini. Ukiangalia tu hapa hivi kwenye screen, kwenye runinga, utakuwa umezitazama pale hivyo. Mara tumeweka namba pamoja na website. Website nini kwa Kiswahili? Namba na website www.viewtravel.com, 0703-254-254. Get booking, lipa pole pole. Tuone nchi yetu. Election sasa imeisha. Tuende aidha tupigie mwili pole ama tuende tusherekee. Tukue one Kenya, tuendelee mbele. Successful people look like you. God loves you and that will never change. Tuonane kesho, tunafinya ni kufinya. Peace and love.